Hey everybody, welcome back to my Aprilia Tuono RSV4 engine swap series. As a recap, in the last video, I had much shorter hair. I went ahead and shed some fairings, lost the tank, drained the coolant and oil, dropped the radiator and oil cooler. Looks like a damn crime scene on this side. Removed the silencer and the front headers. And that's where we are today. It's been about 9 months since then, so I've forgotten where all the parts go on this bike and honestly where they are in the garage. But fortunately for me, eManualOnline sent out a repair manual for this bike in particular. And I'm definitely going to be referencing that for this engine swap. Jump over to eManual.com and run a search for the vehicle you're looking to fix up. I'm going to toss the Tuono in there. So here we got the manual for the 2015 Tuono, and granted I'm shoving a 2016 engine in the bike. The 2015 will be nice to reference for any weird chassis abnormalities in the manual. I'm going to open up the PDF and skim to the section on dropping the engine here. We've got a step-by-step breakdown for exactly what we need to get done, which is absolutely lovely. I don't have to bumble around and try and find hidden connectors. And I especially find it useful to print out the torque spec page for reference in the garage. If you want to pick up any manual on the site, I got a code for 22% off before the end of the year, which is Garage Addiction 22. I'll put that down in the description. So I'm going to pick up where I left off and finish taking off the exhaust here. I just have the rear headers that I need to take off at this point. They're a little bit finicky to get to because the bolts are like way shoved up in there, but I'll get some wobbly extensions. Oh man, the angles of working in here are tricky. One spring. Oh, 2 springs. Those will be fun to put back in. Let's see if we can wiggle this exhaust off at this point. Oh, that is a lovely sound. Can't tell if it's moving. Woo! Okay, now it's time for the wobbly sockets. Oh yeah, those do not look fun. What do those look like? 10s? 10s? Those look like 10s. What's the best angle of attack here? Oh god. Probably right where the camera's at. Maybe we can sneak this in here. And I can't see anything. So we snake up from below. And aha! Perfection. Probably couldn't see any of that. It's okay, neither can I. Haha! Great success. Alright, this one. The frame is right in the way. No way. I might be able to snake something in right here and get it. But I think I can snag that other one on the other side while I'm in here. Get in here. Oh, oh, oh. Haha. Got another one. Oh, man, it's gone forever. Let's see, will we get lucky? Aha, we can reach it from the side. Might be time to invest in ratcheting wrenches. Now I'm going to be stuck here for the next 15 years. Aha! So this side should come out. Oh, there's another interesting place. Okay. I was going to ask, how does that come out? But it slides down there nicely. Oh yeah, score. There's enough space in here now that we remove the other side of the exhaust. Alright, can we spin that off with my finger now? Yes, sir. All right, exhaust is out. So I was going down the list in preparation for dropping the engine, and one of the things to do is to remove the hand grip position sensor. And yes, I printed this out. I'm old. I like hardcover. Probably should just take the slider off at this point. Make it easier to get this off. Interesting. I'll have to get this tucked up out of the way somewhere. I'm gonna work on taking off the air box now. I think, just looking at this, you could probably drop the engine with it on, but it looks like it would hang up a little bit here and there. So we're gonna take this off. I need to swap things over to the new engine anyway. So let's get cracking. Why is every single connector different? Peel that back. Get these guys out of the way here. Looks like we'll have to cut these zip ties because they're going through the lid. Lid screws off. Got a sensor over here attached to the lid. Get that out of here. Pop this off now. Perfect. Got another sensor on this side. I think these are air density sensors. All right, I got this long boy from Amazon. It should make this a little easier. What do we attach to here? Looks like there's a connector under there that's attached to the airbox. All right, what else are we attached to? This connector here. And I reconnected this because I thought that was the housing. There we go. So next up on that list is our side stand and our left rear set. And to do that, we're gonna have to disconnect some of these lines. One that looks like the tip or the side stand sensor, and then the other for our quick shifter, which I believe run right up to the top of the engine. And if I'm not mistaken, it's these guys. This connector here and this connector. Feed that back down. Oh, we missed one. This guy too. Get this junk out of the way here. This is just a vent line. So I'm going to pull this bracket off here, free these up. So I freed up everything here except for this guy that runs through the case protector here. So let's rip that off. Oh, and there's another Allen. Couldn't see it. It's completely coated in chain lube. That is on there, especially tight too. There we go. So this we'll just tuck up here for now. Got this all freed up, so now I can take the side stand and the rear set off. How tight are these? Oh, not very. Dude, how long are these bolts? Welcome to the underside of the bike, where the side stand bolts are. Oh. Didn't realize all that crap would fall on the camera. That's a decent amount of junk out of the way. Okay, taking the clutch line off here. Looks like it's already marked. I'm just going to put a dab of paint there. There's two little dots. You can barely see them. But that'll make it easier to reinstall later. Okay. Lovely. I just totally remembered that this engine's not going back in the bike, so it doesn't matter. I'll have to see if I actually have a clutch arm on the other engine though. Next, I'm going to undo the timing connector. I like this connection. Nice and easy to get off. Next up is the oil pressure sensor here, and I'm very glad I have a guide to follow because, quite frankly, I would not have found all of these connections. Alrighty. There we go. Now I need to take the wire off the starter motor here. Was that 10? Looks like a 10. Then I need to take out this bolt that's holding these ground cables down. I'm going to pop this hose off here. There's a bunch of stuff connected to it, and it's all up in the way. When Amari sold me the engine, he gave me a few tips on the install as well, and he said make sure you note where everything is routed down here. There's a lot of things that connect up down here, and apparently they need to be routed, in a very specific order. That kind of frees up most of this though. All right, and there's a chassis ground here. Woo! Ah. Slammed my knuckle right into something nice and sharp. That's disconnected. We'll probably have to cut the zip tie. Looks like the stator line runs up to here. So I'm just going to disconnect the stator line while I'm in here, since that is attached to this bundle. How do we get you out? Do you push in? Do you pull back? Push in. In a very inconvenient spot too. That one hurt my finger. All right, that's all free and clear. Just need to cut it from the zip ties, I believe. All right, there we go. That'll stick with the engine. And then we can pull this whole line up. This looks like a terminated wire that goes somewhere. All right, I'm curious about this one. So that terminated line right here runs up to the tail and then runs to a fuse and then what looks like a negative and a positive, probably ring connector, and that's it. That's all that it is. I don't understand. Why is this here? Well, it's disconnected now. All right, now the main engine harness connection. Cool. I think this stays with the engine, it looks like. And gonna take off the front sprocket. See if I can get this off without loosening the rear wheel. Haha. Okay, perfect. Great success. So under the bike, I've got a scissor lift and a specialty built engine stand for the V4s here. I got it on Aprilia forum from somebody. I'll try and look up the user. I don't know if he's doing runs of them anymore. I think it's like $200 maybe. This will support the engine as we drop it down and not crush the sump because it's like a V under the engine. So let's get this hooked up and then I think we can start taking out the engine mounts. I currently have the front of the bike off of the front stand because otherwise the engine stand actually sits crooked. So it's up on the rear stand, front stand down. Just gonna raise this up enough to kind of take some of the pressure off. You can hear the forks raising a bit. Just want to make sure it's supported as we take the engine mounts off. There we go. Oh, come on, man. All right, so following the manual's order, I'm going to start with the left side rear engine mount. Then we get this plate off here. And then our front mount here. And the rear. Onto the right side of the bike, start at the front. And this side has some spacers. There we go. And this guy here. Ooh. The shim on this side is kind of stuck in there. All right. Then we move on to this guy here. And there's a nut on the back side. And the nut from the back side. And last but not least, we got this guy down here. It is, of course, a, what, 14? A 15. That's a first for me, I think. Ooh, that was tight. I've got a wrench on the other side of the bike, so we can break this free. Just gonna give her a little tap to get this long bolt through. Oh, this is too wide. There we go. This is a long bolt. At this point, I should be able to lower the engine. And we can check and see if anything gets hung up. Kind of looks like it's pivoting forward. Oh, it is hung up. I just noticed that the stand is tilted. All right, let's get that back up and see what we're hanging up on in the rear. Actually, I think this is a good time to raise the front back up. See what that does for us. There we go. So get the front up. Looks like it was just hanging between the swing arm. So now I think we are clear. And we can drop the engine down some more. Let's see. She's coming. Got some radiator tubes hanging up a little bit. All good. And we are bottomed out on the scissor lift here. So as we can see, the bike's on stands. The engine is lowered as far as we can go with the stand and the scissor lift there. Now comes the interesting part. We have to pick the front end of this bike up, lift it up, and scoot the engine out. That's legitimately how you get that out of there. Behold my horrifically janky setup. So I've got a ratchet strap holding the front end of the bike up a bit, and I think what I can do is I can lift the front end of the bike and kick the engine out by myself. Let's see if I can actually do that, or if this really is a two-man job. Let's see, we can grab the front wheel, but then I can't reach the engine. Well, we can move the engine forward a bit. That'll help. I can go higher with this ratchet strap. Although I am worried I will rip those lags out of the ceiling, which would be bad. You know what, I'm gonna put a jack under the front wheel and jack it. And I'm gonna put a zip tie on the brake so the wheel doesn't spin. Just in case. There we go. It's not going anywhere. All right, can we clear that? Let's see. What do we hung up on? Oh, there's a zip tie. We missed one zip tie. Aha. Great success. This seems horrifically dangerous. There she goes. All right, are we suspended? Now we're suspended by the ratchet strap. We can reposition our front stand. Somewhere about there. Okay, so now we've got load on the jack. We take off the load of our ratchet strap. We slowly lower the jack. And now we are on the front stand, right? Correct. Great. And we can take this away. Whoops. All right, all the jack's stuck. But now that we are on the stand, wheel spins free. That was not nearly as bad as I thought it would be. It's all thanks to my safety sandals. Clearly. Now I gotta take a super cheesy thumbnail with it. All right, so while I don't recommend doing that solo, it can be done as long as you have the right tools and provisions. But I think we're gonna leave it off here, with the engine out. I'm exhausted. I wouldn't have been able to do it without the manual from eManualOnline. That was a lifesaver. It helped me get all of the connections off so that when I dropped it, the only thing that hung up was one zip tie, and that was on me. Thank you for hanging out with me in the garage today. I'll see you on the next one.